Ahí va, me cachis. Las noticias.
The news about him is not good at all.
The prognosis is very grave. He has lost 50% in just 4 days. If we are not able to stop him from bleeding through his intestines,
Hi. Chico is not doing well. We are extremely worried. For those of you that are new to the channel, Chico is a dog we rescued last month. A dog that was in a horrific condition when we rescued him. We took him to the hospital and we've been fighting to save his life. For the last month, his progress has been remarkable. He was practically dead when he arrived to us. And I tell you, he has been changing, he's been improving, clinically he's so much better. But there's been 2 issues that have been worrying us from the very beginning. Anemia, the lack of red blood cells, the fact that he's losing blood on his stool, and now we have another problem. He seems to be developing kidney failure. He's not doing well. Have a look at this. This is Chico.
Anemia.
Horrible anemia.
Yes, he is not generating red blood cells. His urea has risen. He has vomited and is very ill. Look at his face. He doesn't even want to move.
My goodness.
El cuerpo reacciona, sí. El riñón, nada.
Do you have this morning's test results?
Sí.
Yes, they are from this morning.
Desde esta mañana.
Normally he comes out to greet you with his toy, but this time he didn't.
What are you going to do now?
We are going to give him a transfusion. If we don't, he will die. He has lost 2 million red blood cells in 2 days.
this is like arthritis. There are dogs that respond very well to having stem cells put into the joint, and there are others that show absolutely no response.
Ay, Dios mío, el chico, qué guapo eres. Cuidado que las venas las tiene de 1000 a 1000 metros. O sea que no son así.
3.011.000.
Before he had 3,011,000, and now he is at half. He has lost 50% in just 4 days. He shows no signs of regeneration. He has phosphorus at 16 milligram, renal insufficiency. He had creatinine at 2.5 milligram, which has risen to 3 milligram, but the bun is at 130 milligram. The bun is not only renal, it can be caused by diarrhea, but still, it is high. Urea and phosphorus are also very high.
Bueno, acabo de llegar a Benissa.
I just arrived in Benissa. We are going to the hospital to see how Chico is doing.
¿Cómo está Chico? Porque las noticias...
The news about him is not good at all.
Vamos a ver...
We are going to have the vets explain how he is doing and also see him.
Hola.
What do you think, Anna?
There is a lot of blood in his stool, And he has also vomited blood. Apparently in the ultrasound there is no thickening or any neoplasm, nothing that justifies the bleeding. We are going to draw blood from him. We will do a clotting panel. His platelets do not show anything strange, but he may have clotting problems. Finally, we will review how the PCR of everything he has is doing, as he is fighting on several fronts. The anemia he has now is a consequence of blood loss. With a chronic disease, you don't go from 3,111,000 to 1,830,000 in 2 days. Even if the bone marrow is not actively regenerating, such a drop is due to either hemolysis or blood loss. Chico already had gastrointestinal bleeding, and for some reason it has become acute. We must find out why.
Por favor, please.
li posem també la sang i després li posem també un quart de tripena, a més de posar una càrrega, a més del sereni, a més de vomitar.
Ay, va, me cachis. Cuéntanos.
After a transfusion of 100 milliliters of erythrocyte concentrate,
Le ha subido.
his hematocrit rose to 14% and 2.26 million.
¿Por qué no le ha subido lo esperado? Porque
This is not as good as expected, because he is still bleeding. We have to stop that blood loss.
claro, ¿qué pasa? Que aquí el riñón
He has renal failure from his leishmaniasis, but the increase in urea can be due to gastrointestinal bleeding.
empeoran esos valores, ¿vale? Y el fósforo también.
How much of that increase is exclusively from the kidneys, due to the leishmaniasis, and how much is due to intestinal bleeding? Last week he had 2.5 creatinine and did not have bun at 130. He had about 50. Supposedly that increase has been due to bleeding. He is losing proteins through the blood in his stool.
Él está en un estado de alteración.
Currently he has clotting problems, for which he is being medicated,
Hemos puesto ya una medicación para eso.
so we have to wait and see. The prognosis is very grave. If we are not able to stop him from bleeding through his intestines,
La ecografía es normal, no hay.
the ultrasound is normal. There is nothing strange, no tumour or polyp or anything that explains why he has a gastrointestinal bleed.
Las cacas no parece que tengan.
There do not seem to be parasites in his stool.
The situation is very worrying. His blood levels are a disaster, and now we're talking about kidney failure. Worst of all is that we don't know exactly why this is happening. Isidore believes that it's related to leishmaniasis, but there are some things that are off. We're doing everything we can to save him. Tomorrow he's going to have another blood transfusion, and then we're trying to buy time. We're trying to figure out exactly what we can do to get that anemia under control and to revert whatever it is that is damaging his kidneys. Thank you very much for your help. Chico is a very special dog, and after all he's been going through, he deserves to come out alive. Please, if you can, donate. Help us save him. Thank you.